asked me to bring this to you, Cure.
Huh? Really? Who's it from?
I'm sworn to secrecy, so I can't tell you who sent it.
Oh.
Huh? What's in it?
Secret. I'm sworn to secrecy too.
Gee, I can't stand it. We'll tell you who it's from, so tell us, please, please.
No, Nico. We'll get in trouble.
Alright, so I'm a liar, friends. I found Cure in the second ogre vine that I went into after ending our last episode. Who would have fucking thought? So, I know this is a very odd way of opening episode number 154. Hey everyone, I'm Rabbit, and this is my post-game exploration of the bonus content for Jade Cocoon 2, and I was not anticipating finding her this fast, yet here I am. So, what I guess I'm gonna do is finish going through Water Tour 1, go back to complete the job to get my money. I doubt any new jobs are going to populate involving Water Tour, but we'll see. But as I stated at the end of our last episode, I will bring you back when we are at the end of Water Tour number 2, because that was the Princess Vine where we had sort of parted, I guess, from exploring this new forest together. So I'll bring you back at that point. I'll catch you up to speed with any other changes that take place, but I doubt, oh sorry, Kahu's not even looking at you. How fucking rude, Kahu. I doubt anything else is going to happen, but if it does, I'll bring you back. So I'll see you in a moment, folks.
Hey, Cure, do you have any goals?
Let me see. I want to enter tournaments and win.
What's the point of making your name in tournaments?
Huh? I don't know. What is the point? I take it as it comes. I'm just having fun entering battles. When I enter, I want to win. That's it. But if I do find something more interesting, I guess I do that instead. I really respect the people who seriously aim for victory.
That's great. Doing what you want. That's freedom, Cure.
Huh? Thank you. But am I really doing anything so great? You are odd, Kahu.
Bitch, I'm excited for you because you had a ratchet-ass life before, and I remember who you were before you became this hot bitch. Anyway, guys, welcome back. So, I'm still here in Water Tour again. Obviously, there was nothing that was in the, or on the bulletin board, so I have no new job. But, as I was coming back through, we had another cutscene with Cure. It's so strange that, for whatever reason, here on this first island, like, all the cutscenes are popping and happening. So, one other thing I wanted to mention was, before we had kind of parted ways following giving Cure that gift box that was a part of the job we had previously, I neglected to keep you guys in tow when I ended up talking to her a second time, but the conversation wasn't that meaningful, yet I thought it was still somewhat cute, and that Nico was pressing Cure further for information regarding what was inside that parcel we gifted her, and Cure essentially just said, you know what, Nico, why don't I just give it to you? So Kahu then inquired of Nico, like, what's in the box? And Nico said, haha, I'm sworn to secrecy too. Not that important, so I'm not going to worry about putting it in, but thought I'd still share that. I thought it was cute. Anyway, let's talk to her a second time.
What is it that I really want to do? I know. That's what I'm looking for right now.
Her portraits in these conversations have been fucking adorable. Anyway, just wanted to let you see that. Again, not a super insightful and or meaningful exchange, but one I still wanted to share. All right, now I'm going to part ways again and finish doing what I said I was going to do. I'll see you at the end of Water Tour number 2. Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm not quite yet finished with running through all of the ogre vines that we have seen previously here on Water Tour number 2. But as I was making my way through everything, I did run into this beast hunter. I'm assuming it's a beast hunter and not an actual Kalma because the space seems pretty wide. So I thought we'd go ahead and undertake it together. So let's go ahead and chit-chat with him.
Roggle, I spy an enemy. Let's execute. Today, I'm gonna get a hug. Hug from Vanilla Slither.
You fucking pedo. No hugs for you, brah. Oh my god, look at those fizzies!
Let's fight.
Well, they're obviously the more advanced versions.
Hey, you like slimies? You like slitheries?
Well, I do have one slimy, and I don't really know what the slitheries are referring to. I don't know. I'm sure I knew at some point. But anyway, I guess while we're kind of making our way through this fight, which is looking to be a fucking joke because he has 5 beasts on his amulet, so this shouldn't take long at all. Hopefully we'll get a medal out of it. I guess we'll see. Anyhow, I was sharing with you guys in our last episode just some loose goals that I have for 2018. Nothing super concrete, but still something somewhat measurable for me so that I know that I'm progressing and doing a little bit better as the years go on in delivering a service to you. You know, I thank you guys, and I want to emphasize again how much it does mean to me that a lot of you have been watching me for a long time. Like, this channel, even though I have videos that I don't think they go back beyond 2013, my channel was founded earlier than that. I had played Guardians Crusade, Rhapsody Musical Adventure, let's see, Star Ocean and Legend of a Gaia had all been played before, but they were before I had the ability to record like directly from a console, and I didn't have good mics, and I mean, I still didn't have a good mic even when I did some of those. Like, I just got my upgraded mic like 2 years ago. So honestly, it's like from late 2016 to now that I would say maybe mid-2016. I don't remember the exact date, but it was like 2016 to now when I actually was able to record clear vocal audio. Like, the game audio was always fine in the background, but anyway, my channel's not young, let's just say, even though the activity has been only for a few years. Like, I'd say maybe like 4.5 years has this channel been like ongoing in what it's been providing to you guys with content to watch, but its actual existence goes back further than that. I just had that 2-year hiatus, and yeah. So I appreciate those of you who have been around for as long as you have been, where you watch some of the original content I produced, or even if you didn't watch all of it, like you found me through one series and then you just kept in touch, and whenever you saw I had something new going on, you checked out an episode or two, decided whether or not you want to stick around for it in its entirety, and then you went forward from there. I really appreciate that, because for those of you who even just watch like one video, it does make a difference, whether you realize it or not. I mean, it just helps encourage and in support in its own way.
I had a good dream. Ephemeral slime.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you drunk out of your mind?
Oh, I couldn't win. I shall concede defeat. As promised, a present. Please take it.
Actually, didn't say you were going to give me a present, but I will take the medal either way. So we have 3, so that means we're not going to be getting anything from him.
Awesome, huh? I've got plenty.
Then give me more.
I'll see you.
Okay, whatever. Kind of a waste of time, but I will continue thanking you guys and sharing more of 2018 stuff when we come back, hopefully in a minute or two. I only have, I think, 3 more ogre vines to pop in and out of, so I will go ahead and handle that business. See you in a sec. Okay, I actually lied. I only had 2 to get through, so I really should have just kept you guys with me. But I wasn't talking, so whatever. We'll just cut that bad boy out, and welcome back, friends. We'll just make our way into water tour number 3. It's new territory for the both of us, or I guess all of us. And to continue my thought, I am so appreciative of the time that a lot of you have devoted to me, whether you've been around from the beginning or you just recently joined me through Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth going live. Like, I don't know how you got here, but I appreciate you either way. Those of you who decided to take it a step further than just watching the videos and actually like donated a couple of bucks or became a patron, like those are all such significant ways of bettering the channel, both actively and passively. I mean, it all just makes a difference, and I really want to point out that, because I don't think content creators always take the time to thank their viewers as much as they really should. I think they take people for granted, or they purposely try to mislead them or use them for their own personal gain, and that's just not at all what I'm about. So in order to, I guess, further emphasize how strongly I appreciate you guys and how much I do recognize and appreciate what you have provided to me, I want to do a better job of that consistency, like I said, where, you know, with the exception of something obviously very serious, like if there was another death in the family, I think that makes sense that I might not want to sit down and record or talk, or if I'm on a vacation or I have to suddenly go out of the country for an emergency. Like, those are things that, you know, whatever, they might happen. But the general like 2-week gaps where it's just because I'm busy with work-related stuff, I want to eliminate those gaps. I can't get rid of all of them, but I want to do that as just a basic courtesy to you guys, where I just maybe change my own expectations for myself and how content kind of rolls out, to where even if, you know what, I talked about this in the last episode, so I won't belabor this point again, but even if it's not you just getting all of them back to back and I have to just edit one video every 3 days to make sure that you get something within that week, I think getting 2 to 3 videos for a week is better than like none over 2 weeks and then suddenly all 9 of them rolling out in order back to back. Like I don't know. I don't like that has become something that I wouldn't say I worry about and I feel bad about, but it is something that I'd like to change as just a courtesy to you guys. Also, as I was mentioning in our last episode, as a consequence of that, I'm hoping that means I will be able to get more games played for you. I don't know if I want to continue doing like the face cam things. Like I didn't do any in 2017. I think the last face cam series I played was my 2016 October special. I believe that was Ghost House was the last thing I did a face cam series for. And maybe I'll revisit doing something else like that in 2018. Like I could play DuckTales or the Chip and Dale game, but I don't know. I think, honestly, at the end of the day, like I had already mentioned in our previous episode, I very much have always considered myself very much, not a spiritual successor to, but like very motivated and inspired by Chugga Conroy and H.C. Bailey. Like they were among the 2 first Let's Players I ever watched. They are the ones that I value their style a lot. And although I would not say I mimic them in any way. Like I definitely have more of, I think, a rambly personality where I think I'm more casual than H.C. Bailey. And I don't know, for Chugga has a pretty casual personality in that he's not super I don't know. I was going to say he's not super formal in how he presents his thoughts, but at the same time, he does create very thorough and thoughtful guides, so I guess you could argue there's a formality there, but he's still kind of casual, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say his stuff, even though it is professional, it doesn't feel as, I don't know what word I'm really looking for, because maybe it is just somewhere in between that, and it's very hard to express. Like, I'd say his content is structured, and it has somewhat of a formal tone to it, but he still is very personable in how he interacts and talks to people throughout his series, whereas I don't think H.C. Bailey is as personable as Chugga, and I think his content has, I wouldn't say it's more professional, but it has more of, I think, like a walkthrough style to it. And I would say like I'm somewhere in between the two. Unlike Chugga, I definitely curse like a sailor. Usually there's a context to it. I'm not just throwing around fucks and ass and dicks for funsies, although sometimes, I do. But I tell a lot of stories and I don't censor myself, and I hope you guys don't expect me to. I have run into that a couple of times over the years where there are some of you that are little fucking bitches and you don't like swearing or you don't like certain words because they trigger you. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't handle the fact that I am not one for certain types of censorship, then you should get the fuck out of here, because I'm not going to bend to the pressures of growing the channel on a synthetic personality. That's not me. So if certain words trigger you, then first of all, you need to get a life and grow up, because the world doesn't cater to you and your sensitivities. And second of all, think about the context of words being stated or just sentiments being expressed. If you lack the capacity to do that, then honestly, I don't think you're really worth my time anyway, as bad as that sounds. And there have been folks like that, and I get it. If you can't deal with it, then that's great. There are plenty of other people out there. But for those of you who get it and accept my style, where I don't have like that sweet girl next door, or in Chugga's case, I think he's very much like a boy next door type. I'm just not that person. I don't have that saccharine purity to me. And like with H.C. Bailey, or I should say unlike H.C. Bailey, I don't have that much of a formal walkthrough style in every project I undertake, but I do have it present in some, such as Star Ocean: The Second Story and Legend of Legaia. Those are, in my opinion, even though they're kind of like silly and lighthearted in how I discuss certain things, I think they still embody that general spirit where they're very much like 100% guides that you can follow from start to finish and learn a lot about the game that you probably didn't know, or even if you did know certain things, I might have shown you a better way of doing it. So that was my goal with those, but then I have others that I'm just, playing blindly or semi-blindly where I might know a couple of things, but hey, we're winging it and hoping for the fucking best. And I think that's okay. So me sharing all of that is just to sort of emphasize, while I love H.C. Bailey and Chugga Conroy, I don't want to be just like them. I wanted to feel inspired by them, and I was. And then I take that and I make a channel that's Rabbit, not H.C. Bailey at number 2, and it's not Chugga Conroy number 2. And I really appreciate those of you who appreciate me for who I am and what I am giving to you. But because of that, I feel like I need to do a better job of holding myself to the standard of eliminating gaps, trying to complete more games for you. And whether or not that ends up being Facecam series, I don't want to promise you that. I don't even want to imply that you will be getting 1 or 2 in 2018. But it's something that I'm thinking about because I do think those are easy gap fillers. Because, playing through like DuckTales might be like 10 videos max. The Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers game also might be like 10 videos max. They're not long titles. They're not humongous commitments. So I feel like at the very least, if I know something's going to be coming up, in one day I could sit down and record all of those and then slowly roll those out whenever I have the time to edit like one episode. So that's kind of what I'm wanting, just to knock out more titles, to expand the library. Something that I did towards the end of 2017 to kind of prep for this was I did make that very nice chart that, there's a link in the About Me tab of this YouTube channel. I think the link is like bit.ly/rabbits game list. And it can either be like capitalized, like the R, the G, and the L, or like all lowercase. I think I made 2 so that either way you type it, it links to that list. But I made a nice chart that allows you to, basically it's just like a table that shows you like what I played, what console it's on. I even like rated/ranked them. So if you're watching me for the first time and you want to see a game that I think is like 5 carats out of 5, you can effortlessly go there and you can click on certain functions to arrange the data to where you can quickly see what you're wanting to see and what order you want to see it in. So that was something that I wanted to do to make it easier also for me to track, like, well, how many NES games have I played? How many PlayStation games have I played? It just also helps me gauge, like, okay, maybe I should take a step back from PlayStation games and try another Sega Saturn game. These are things that I still kind of know, and I won't look at the chart as, an end-all be-all to guide every decision I make, but it's still nice to have a way to look at what the channel encompasses and be able to generate graphics. And you guys know, I'm a researcher, so I like stats, and I like numbers, and I like data. So even though this is I would say it is superfluous. Like, we don't need it. We don't need this chart. We don't need this table. But I made it anyway to kind of be fun for me and just a way for you guys to see what's going on. So I'm hoping to use that a lot more. And as I am playing more games for you guys, I just want to see that expand. I want to see it grow. And I want to see it truly be a table where you guys almost feel like you're thumbing through a table of contents where it's like, ooh, Rabbit plays games? What is she all about? Oh my god, she played all of these Sega Saturn games? Oh my god, she played all of these Super Nintendo games? Like, yeah, I want to even start playing some of the RPGs from the SNES. I'm not a huge fan of all of the games on the Super Nintendo, and I think you can tell from my channel, I stay away from, like, the specific Nintendo games. Like, you'll probably never see me play Super Mario anything. Even though I do like a few of those games, I just think Nintendo is nuts. And they try to claim everything, and I'm just not big enough to contest their bullshit. And I don't think their games are more deserving of what Nintendo expects than any other IP out there. So Nintendo can fucking suck a bag of dicks. I'm not I'm not playing their games on my channel. It's not fucking worth it to me. As much as I like a lot of their games and I respect what they do and the content that they've created, I'm not joining their little stupid program and giving them a cut of everything just because they want to be greedy assholes. It's not happening. I'm not about that. So you'll probably never see anything that's a specific exclusive Nintendo intellectual property, but there's no reason why I can't play some more actual games from their older consoles. So I want to do more in playing some NES games and some Super Nintendo games. I'll probably never play N64 games. One, I don't have a working N64 here, but I could easily get one. That's not a problem. Two, there's just not a lot of games on the N64 that I super loved. Like, outside of a couple of the Legend of Zelda games, there was nothing on the N64 that was that meaningful to me. I may eventually play a GameCube game or two, but you know, once again, I just don't know. I think for the most part, when it comes to Nintendo consoles, at least for the purpose of my channel, what I record for you guys, it'll probably forever remain only the NES and the SNES, and that's probably as far as it's gonna go. But we'll see. You never know. Maybe there will be a GameCube title. I am not gonna promise one way or the other, but I just want to ultimately be playing more games for you guys. I just want to experience so many more titles that I either only played once when I was a kid, so I vaguely remember, or something that I know I played or watched my brother play, but I don't remember anything at all. And I want to experience those live reactions with you and tell, because it's a wonderful experience for me to have someone to talk to about some of these games. I don't know why. It just makes me feel good. It's almost like for the people who are really into shows or into movies and you just want to show your friends a new movie that you heard about and you want your entire friend group to experience it together. That's kind of what video gaming is like for me, where I just want to share this joy and love of gaming, and that's always been my primary objective, is to, in a joyful and sometimes informative way, undertake new or old experiences with you guys along. So I really want to grow Rabbit Plays Games as a channel. I want to have more of a presence on the internet, not necessarily through social media. I think, again, that's something that I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do. I just think people are too into drama. People are always blowing things out of proportion, or they're finding things to be slacktivists about or rally behind without doing anything about it. I don't know. I'm really not into a lot of social media culture, and I don't think I ever will be. So outside of posting like once every week, 2 or 3 on my Facebook page, I think that's the extent that I'll probably ever be invested in social media. It's just not me. And that's another thing I think I respect about like H.C. Bailey in particular, that he keeps it about the games. Like his Twitter, I'm pretty sure, at least the last time I had checked, which was like back in September, was like the last time I even logged into my own Twitter, was like he just uses it to announce when a video's going live. But I don't think he posts anything or talks about anything on his. Not that it would matter if he does, but I just really respect that for him. He's like, nope, this is about the games. I'm not into the drama. I'm not into engaging in any of this bullshit. Like, this is why I'm here. And I don't know. I really value that, and I consider myself spiritually very much the same way. So, with all of that being stated, I'm hoping in 2018 you guys can look forward to there not being as many gaps in content coming out. Again, if emergencies come up, you know, it is what it is, and I'm not going to feel bad about that, but I'm hoping to eliminate maybe some of the more foreseeable gaps that I could just do a better job of planning around. I'm hoping to complete more games for you in general that may or may not be some face cam stuff. I just took a break from that in 2017, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do one. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to get rid of a couple of these. I have too many 12 mugworts. What is this all about? I need maybe max 5. I don't need this many. Okay, well, I only have 4, but that's enough too. Honestly, I could have dropped all of them and I would still be fine. So, yeah, I want to eliminate some of the gaps that do come up or have historically come up on the channel when things get a little bit chaotic in my personal life. And I want to play more games for you. I don't know. I just want to grow, and it'd be nice to see there be more activity on the channel from you guys. It'd be nice to see maybe even like an increase in patrons, so that way maybe I can upgrade my computer and start streaming. Like, that's something that I wouldn't mind doing, but I do not have the excess funds for, just to buy a brand new computer or upgrade mine. Like, my computer is pretty outdated. I did one round of updating. I think it was 2015. But at that time, even, the pieces were discounted, older pieces. So even though my computer, I guess, in 2015, some people could argue, like, technically I did buy new parts. The parts were from, like, 2013, I think. Maybe 2014. So, okay, let's just say 2014 is basically the specs of what my computer got upgraded to. So my computer is like 3-ish years old. I think actually it's more than that. Now I'm guessing that's about what it is, 3-ish. Probably 3.5 years old. So I cannot stream very well. I can barely record stuff off my computer. Some games run well, like old games, obviously, like, or if I'm playing an indie game, like Undertale runs fine, like it doesn't require that many specs. But if I want to play something like Thief, for example, I'm not running that shit at max settings. I'm not even running that shit at medium settings, you guys. It is a fucking struggle. My PC's just not super good. So if I got to a point where I was getting more patrons or I just had more regular donations, I think I could upgrade my computer to something better, and then maybe I could stream. And I don't know, I just feel like there are a lot of things that I'd like to see unfold for me and for this channel in the upcoming years. But not to get ahead of ourselves, I think more immediately in 2018, we're just going to leave it as we want to eliminate more of the gaps. We want to see more games come out on my channel, more experiences for me to have with you or alongside you. And yeah, just more stories to tell. I just think that it will be really wonderful, and maybe 1 or 2 face cam series. I don't know. We'll see. That one's kind of like optional. We'll see if we get to it, but yeah, anyway, friends, let's go ahead and leave that there, and we'll call this an episode. When we resume in video number 155, we will continue making our way through Water Tour. Specifically, we will start out here in Water Tour number 5, and maybe in an episode or 2, we might be ready to actually engage the boss of this area in battle. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching. I am Rabbit. This is my post-game exploration of Jade Cocoon 2's bonus content, and I look forward to seeing you soon, everyone.